Hello everyone, welcome back to the Spanky Guitar YouTube channel. I have another fine instrument here, a piece of work, a piece of nice artwork that I'd like to share. I'm kind of doing things a little bit different today. I'm filming a little bit earlier. I'm going to try to watch the Montreal Canadiens and Vegas Golden Knights. They're in the Stanley Cup playoffs right now, 21 playoffs, 2021. So yeah, I don't know if you guys have ever seen some of the NHL fans that there's a contest now that they because of the COVID restrictions that you could win um, a cardboard cutout of yourself to and then they'll show that at the intermission of the games. So I don't know, thought that was kind of interesting. It's always been a dream of mine to have a cardboard cutout of my face and body planted in the seat of an NHL hockey game. But yeah, so I'm rooting for Carey Price. So hopefully the series is tied 1-1. So hopefully they can get the job done with the Vegas Keira Knightleys. Okay, so this one here is an Epiphone. I used to have about a year ago. I had a Black Beauty. It was an Epiphone 3 pickup Black Beauty. It was made in Korea. That one was 2006. Got a really good deal on. I ended up selling it. You're gonna hear me say that quite often. That I ended up selling it, or I lost it in the pawn shop, or something like that. Um, so in my attempt to get that instrument back, a similar one, I was looking through Reverb for the 3 pickup Black Beauties, and there was one from made in Korea in the mid 2000s. That was similarly priced as this one, and this one was in my local buy and sell here up in Canada, and this one was posted for about a month, and I had my eye on it, and when I first saw it, I never really thought of buying it because it's a fairly expensive instrument, this one, for an Epiphone, and I'm not entirely a signature model type of a guy. I'd rather just buy the regular model. And Joe Bonamassa, I've seen him in all of my guitar books back in the 2000s, and so I know who he is. And I just started recently following his work and his music. He's a really excellent guitar player. He's great character, easygoing guy. So that makes me now more proud to own this model. So there it is, folks. Epiphone 20. What year is this one again? 2020. 2020 Epiphone Les Paul Black Beauty 3 pickup. Wow. And it's got the weight of I think these are weight relieved, but it's still pretty good. Not too heavy, not too. This one is modeled off of Joe Bonamassa's. What year is it? I think his 1957 Black Beauty Gibson. So Epiphone and Joe, they made another signature model for him. So I'm pretty happy to own this. Nice and shiny. I didn't even shine this up. I didn't do anything to this yet. I can't remember if I changed the strings on it or not. Oh, it looks like I might have because it's set up to the right string height I usually set my strings to. So maybe I did already work on it. I have so many that I forget if I worked on it or not. I don't keep an inventory or a logbook or anything like that. I just kind of go from my old brain. But so this one has some interesting tuners. Apparently on Joe's Gibson 57 model back in the late 50s, they ran out of well, I'm not sure what happened, but they put these style tuners on apparently they're Epiphone tuners, I think. And these have like there's a little symbol. Well, it's just an E and a triangle, I guess. But I don't know if you can see that. But it's so as you can see here, the tuners are, you know, they're not a Grover kidney, they're not Keystone. I'm not even sure what kind of shape that is. And I'm not really a big fan of these ones, to be honest. Sorry about that there, Joe, but I'd rather have just the regular Grovers, and I've contemplated even changing them, but nah, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to leave it like that. You know, maybe this thing will go up in value through over the coming years. But I do like the age sort of binding, like it's not a white binding when you buy new customs. So yeah, this is a custom Les Paul Custom 3 pickup Black Beauty. This one has well, I'll throw it up on the workbench. We'll take a look at the pickups. I believe they're Pro Buckers in here. These are hot pickups, so it sounds excellent, this one. And I feel kind of not bad, but I haven't really played this one so much because I play my other guitars more. Just so this one's sort of being neglected, and but it really does sound nice. This one. How much ply? Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this one has the 7 ply binding around the body, and probably just a 5 ply in the back, and 5 ply binding around the headstock. This one has the ebony fingerboard, I believe. Yeah, this one does have the ebony fingerboard, nice black, very, very nice. The square or rectangle inlays. And this one, I guess the triangle, the custom logo is a little larger than Epiphone typically puts on the guitars, so that's a nice feature. Also, this one also has the brand new headstock. The Epiphone went back to this style of headstock last year, 2020. So most of you are already familiar with that, but so this is not an entirely new design. Epiphone actually used this design back in the day. I don't remember the year, but fairly early on, they did already have this. And for some reason, I'm not sure why, they cut off the corners. And those ones that have cut off corners, those remind me of pit bulls for some reason. You know, when they chop the pit bulls' ears and for fighting and all that. That's what those Epiphones remind me of, pit bulls. But anyhow, this one has his ears back on. And so, pretty nice. This is, let me smell this thing. Oh yeah, the guy I got this off of, it smelled like cigarette smoke when I first got it, but that has since left. But I was trying to smell if it was a nitro finish, but only Gibson has nitro, and these Epiphones have the polyurethane. Nice shiny still. I kind of like these poly finishes because you can add the wax. I don't really wax or polish my Gibsons. I just use a damp cloth or not even damp, just a cloth, and wipe the. But this. Okay, 1 second here. So let's go through this case candy. Let's see what we got in the case. So in the case we have a bag. This case is made in China, and it has this nice yellow interior that matches the binding, it seems like. Has just a key for the lock. Where's the lock? Oh, right here, I guess. I don't usually use the keys for that. I don't really take my guitars anywhere. I'm not gigging right now, but maybe later down the line. So yeah, here. Gibson strap. Gibson strap. Oh yeah, okay. Oh, Gibson with the Epiphone. So for those of you that don't know, Epiphone is owned by Gibson, and they're the ones that have the official license to be able to make Les Paul styled guitars. The warranty card. The instrument to which this card is attached number has been carefully inspected and leaves our plant in perfect condition. It is fully guaranteed against defects in material or workmanship, and warranted unsurprised in perfection of design and quality. That's the first time I've ever read one of these cards out of all my Epiphones. And a sticker. Maybe I'll put that on my studio monitor. I have a Shure sticker right there. Maybe not. And this is a certificate of authenticity. There's Mr. Joey B. There's a guy in my community back in Ontario. His name is Joey B. So this guy is Joe Bonamassa. Anyway, serial number. Joe Bonamassa. Joe Bonamassa is not only a blues rock guitar legend, but also a guitar collector of considerable renown. One of his most prized guitars is a 1958. Oh, okay, so 58 is what this guitar is emulating, not the 57. Is 1958 Gibson Les Paul Custom in black, otherwise known as the Black Beauty, one of the rarest electric guitars made and one of the most coveted. This limited edition Epiphone Joe Bonamassa Les Paul Custom is a tribute to both a truly legendary guitarist and guitar, and represents both a lasting investment and excellence in musical instrument craftsmanship. Cool. Right on, Joe. Thank you for this. Thanks for being alive and making signature models, I guess is the way I could word that. And the music too. He has very good music, blues music. I check out his YouTube videos, and I always enjoy. He was kind enough to have a YouTube segment where he filmed all of his collection of his Fender Tweed amps. Those are pretty neat. He has quite a bit. He has lots of guitars, all of that. So it's fun collecting guitars. There it is one last time before we get on to the sound demo. And I have to rearrange everything now because just to get set up for the sound demo. So see you in a few moments. I almost forgot to do the pickup cavity inspection to make sure there's no mice running around inside there. So I just finished conditioning the fretboard with Dunlop 65 lemon oil. And I didn't polish the frets. I didn't feel the need to. This thing is nice and shiny already, and unlike the slash model I did the other day, even though that one was a new guitar, brand new, I still had to polish those frets, and then ended up turning out quite nice. So sometimes you do, and sometimes you don't, folks. It's just a matter of the playability. And yeah, So that's up to you. It's your discretion whether you want to do that or not. So yeah, this is actually a rare case where I don't have to polish the frets, when typically I do for every guitar. Anyhow, let's get back to the cavities here, the pickups. So these are Epiphone, designed by Epiphone USA embossed pickups. As I had mentioned earlier, these are the Pro Buckers. There's 3 of them. Pro Bucker 2GHHBMC, 2PB2GHBN, so neck probably. Middle. This N stands for neck. This M stands for middle. And this B stands for bridge. At least that's what I assume. And what else is in here? What's that say? Joey B. Les Paul Custom Ebony. And the routes look pretty good. I was trying to figure out if this has a full maple cap. I think it does, but because look here, they painted it all inside there, so usually you could differentiate between the color of the woods. Mahogany's darker and maple's lighter, but if you could, right there you could see the line. So maybe I think this does have a full maple cap, you know, similar to the Gibson iteration of this model. Okay, so yeah, that's all it. And I'll switch to a different angle here before we'll take some pickup readings and lace it up with oh yeah, here's the lace. I'm just going to put some 8s on it. I bought a few packs of these the other day. I think I still have some regular 9s and 9 to 42, but this is the stop bar. It's just it's fairly heavy, this one. Solid gold stop bar. Just joking. No, it's I don't even know what it's made of, but it's got some weight to it. Epiphone engraved piece. And this is the bridge. It's a ABR1 style bridge. Has the wire on it. Epiphone. And I was just wondering if you guys would like to comment on these guitars. Feel free. I like to hear what other people have to say, or even like the regarding the relicking of guitars. I wasn't sure if I should relic this guitar. Sorry about that. I was just trying to open my thing here. If I should relic the guitar by and maybe this thing here, and make it look older and beat up and used by whoever, Jimmy Page. But anyhow, oh yeah, hey, so yeah, this dark color binding, I like that. I like that. It's a subtle, actually not subtle. It's actually a fairly significant aesthetic to this Black Beauty. And I do kind of like it. It's certainly a different vibe. I think back in the early days of guitar making and mandolins and things like that, they used to use real ivory bone, I suppose it's called, and for this type of dressing and of the guitars to make them stand out. And yeah, so that's it. Let's take some readings here. I'll switch to the other angle. Okay, so let's see what sort of readings we get from the 2020 Epiphone Les Paul Custom 3 pickup Joe Bonamassa Black Beauty. We'll start in the neck pickup here. Can you guys see that? Looks like it. Okay. just under 8, so 9.73. Sorry, 7.93. Now let's go to the bridge. You gotta ensure the volumes are turned up in your tone controls. The bridge isn't very much hotter, surprisingly. 8.40. It sounds like these things are hotter when you play the instrument, but yeah, that's pretty interesting. Okay, so we'll try the middle. And the middle we have 4.11. I'm not sure. I think when you put it in the middle, it's these two here. When you put it in the neck, it's just the neck alone, just the bridge. But on other, in some of my research on 3-pickup Black Beauties and other YouTubers, this can be wired up where you have the extra knob could blend in your middle pickup rather than having it both in the middle. So I found that, quite interesting, that I'd like to maybe rewire this thing someday to have that sort of wiring arrangement where this can just come in slightly or all the way, and you have all 3 pickups blasting. Anyhow, yeah, I'm gonna flip this over. I'm gonna put everything together, and we'll take a quick look at the cavities before we get on with the sound demo. Okay, so here's a look at the control cavity. It's all hand wired. So in here you have CTS branded pots, 500K, and it also has the orange drop capacitors. These big fellas here, which is a 1950s style wiring spec. Like I had mentioned, this is emulating the 58 Les Paul. And here is the switch. Now, something a little funky about this switch, even though it's a Switchcraft, Switchcraft is more of the is like top of the line switch pickup selector switch. What happened when I got this guitar, the middle pickup wasn't working for some reason. I wasn't sure why, so I removed the cover, and all I did was move a couple of these wires. As you can see, I'm not sure why, but you don't have much space here, but when these wires are all bunched up like that, I think something might have a short, is what I'm thinking. So all I did was move them around and kind of spread them apart there a little bit, and then that seemed to solve the problem. The middle pickup was working again. So rather than taking it out and rewiring it and all of that, I just just moved it around a little bit, and so yeah, it's working good again. While we're here, here's the back of the neck. Handcrafted in China, good. Inspection card, QC. Not sure what the red marking is. And here, 2020 is the year for this guy. And I think that's pretty much it for that. So now we can finally get to the sound demo. This always happens, folks. Just as I'm ready to start the sound demo, I end up polishing the guitar. I thought this one didn't really need it, and it didn't, but I figured, well, since I got the strings off, might as well give it a waxing and a polishing and a cleaning up, even though it didn't entirely need it. But look what happens when you do that. It makes it a whole lot shinier. There's just no other way to put it. That just looks so nice. And so the ebony fretboard. I guess I didn't really go through the entire specifications as in a true review, so I almost forgot that. So let's do that again. Well, not again, but we'll do that before we get to the demo. So the Joe Bonamassa collaborates with Epiphone to create a replica of his rare Black Beauty Les Paul. So as I was saying, it's a replica of the 1958 Gibson Les Paul Custom, otherwise known as Black Beauty. This limited edition recreation has a 50s neck profile for an era correct feel. Les Paul Custom bound body and neck, non-weight relieved mahogany body. Okay, that's good, because I thought it was might have been weight relieved, but if you're replicating a 50s era guitar, they didn't have any routing, and they didn't take into consideration the weight back then. So yeah, no weight relief. 2 Epiphone ProBucker 2 and a ProBucker 3 pickups, Switchcraft output jack, and classic black hard shell case with gold hardware and yellow gold plush lining. So the ProBucker PAF is I guess the metal, the portion of the metal they have, they were able to get the same sort of combination of the materials to make that in the same amount as actual Gibson PAF pickups. So that's cool. Body shape Les Paul, body material mahogany. The top is mahogany. Okay, so I thought that it might have had a full maple cap, but I guess the whole thing is mahogany. The binding is multiply custom. Finish is ebony gloss. That's the word I was looking for. Gloss, nice and gloss when you polish it and wax it. And so the profile has a 50s profile for the neck. 24.72 inches for scale length. Fingerboard material is ebony, antique ivory binding. As I was mentioning earlier, I don't think they used to use like real ivory, but I think it's, you know, when they don't do that anymore. But they are calling it, according to Epiphone website, an antique ivory binding, but it's not real genuine ivory. And the fingerboard radius is 12 inches, 12.01 inches. Number of frets, 22 frets, medium jumbo frets. Graph Tech new bone nut up here. I put a little bit of graphite, you know, just a pencil inside the nut slots, even though you don't really need it for these types of nuts, because it slides the strings fairly well already, but I put a little bit of graphite anyhow. And so it has a pearloid inlay, block inlay for the neck and for the Epiphone Custom logo, Les Paul Custom logo. The joint is a glued-in set neck, long tenon. We had that open. I don't recall seeing a long tenon. I'll have to double check what we looked at. Anyhow, that's what it says, long neck tenon. Long tenon. Okay, so the finish is gold, tuner plate in gold, lock tone tune-o-matic tailpiece. This Epiphone historic tuning machines. Oh, that's what they're called. Okay. The pick guard is a 5-ply Les Paul. Truss rod dual action. Truss rod cover, 2-ply Les Paul Custom. Control knobs. Black top hat knobs with dial pointers. Oh yeah, okay, so there's the dial pointers. right there. And they call those like the thumb bleeders. Where else was I? Switch tip, cream switch tip, switch washer, gold hot stamp, plastic parts. So yeah, the neck pickup's ProBucker 2 and middle pickup's ProBucker 2. The bridge pickup is a ProBucker 3, 2 volume, 2 tone CTS potentiometers, orange drop capacitors, switchcraft 3-way toggle switch, and a 1/4 inch switchcraft output jack. Okay, so that should wrap it up, and we can get to strumming some chords. See how this Black Beauty 3 pickup sounds. Okay, we're going to start off on the neck, just a clean channel going through the Boss Katana 50, mic'd up with a SM57. There's a room mic here, Audio Technica AT 2020. In the middle, well, before I get to the middle here, but back to the neck. That's with the tone on 10. Let's go to the tone on 0. Tone at 5. Tone all the way up. Middle. I have the middle. I just set up the guitar for the neck and the neck and bridge pickups to Gibson specifications at what is it? 3/64, 4/64, 4/64, and 5/64 here. And this middle pickup, it kind of gets in the way for me. So I lowered the pickup all the way down just so I could strum a little better. And but you know, you could that's up to you. You could put the pickup higher to the same level as these other ones. But so here's the bridge on 10 here with the tone on 0 here. Put it in the middle, 5. Now let's try the dirty channel. bridge.